Welcome to TechbrothersIT with Amir. In this video, we are going to learn how to perform CDC from GCP PostgreSQL instance to the BigQuery by using DataStream in GCP. Now, let's go ahead and take a look from very scratch. I'm going to create the Postgres instance and then I'm going to create a DataStream job. Now, first of all, I'm going to go here and I can go to the SQL tab here, and once I click there, it's going to bring me right here. So it is asking me create an instance. I'm going to click right there, and then I'm going to go to the Postgres. Now I will be providing the name of the instance. I'm going to call this one PG, and then I will be providing the password for Postgres user. So that's going to be a very simple password for our Postgres user. Okay, version is going to be 14. That's fine, and it's going to be development. Because I don't want to be paying a lot more money for the demo, so I'm gonna go just leave everything as is. Go to the configuration options, and here I'm leaving go to the storage, and I'm selecting 10 GB. In the advanced options, that's pretty much it. Go to connections here, and I'm going to add my IP here. So what I can do, just connect from my computer. So that's where I'm gonna go ahead and add my IP. Okay, after adding the IP, so we can connect to our Postgres instance from our laptop. So this is all good. I didn't make any other changes. We will do some other changes, but I want to show you on the way while we'll configure how to make those changes. Now our Postgres instance should be ready pretty soon, and then we are going to create a database and add one table to it. I'm gonna just cancel this out, and here is the new tool I'm gonna use to connect to my Postgres. If you see right there, this is called Microsoft Azure Data Studio. So this has extensions. You can go ahead and add different extensions here, and I added an extension called Postgres. So this is something I could have used like a pgadmin and all that, but this is one new tool. This can connect to the MySQL, to the SQL Server and Postgres at the same time. So this is a functionality I kind of like it, you know. So I downloaded this Azure Data Studio and then went to the extensions and installed Postgres SQL extension, so I can connect to it. So let's wait for our instance to be ready, and then we are gonna make a connection here. Once our server will be ready, we will just add new connection here, and it should be good to go. Okay, our instance is ready, and now what we can do, what we will do, we will take the IP of this one, and then we are gonna go ahead and open our Azure Data Studio, and here we are gonna add the connection. Same thing you will do in pgadmin if you don't have Azure Data Studio. So I'm going to select the connection type here and go to the Postgres, and here I will provide the IP of it, and then password. Yes, I don't have Active Directory and all that. So for username, I'm going to provide username Postgres. That's our username, and provide the password. We are all good here. Hit connect button, and we should be good to go. And let's see the databases here. As of now, we have only the database Postgres and system databases. Now what we are going to do, we are going to create a new database called the test. Okay, so we have Cloud SQL admin and Postgres database. I'm going to go ahead and say new query, and now what we will do, we will write a new query, and we'll say create database, and I'm going to call it test. So I will execute this query, and now we are good. Test is created. I'm gonna go to the drop down here, select the database test, and it's selected. I'm gonna create a table. So create table, I will call this one customer, and it's going to ID integer, name varchar, and then I'm going to have a couple more columns here. Salary, and that will be our numeric. I'm gonna call it 5,1. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so execute this. Our table should be created. Table is created. Now what we can do, we can insert the value in the customer table. I will put this all scripts in the description. So in the ID one, name Amir, and then what we will do, we will put the salary. So salary maybe just 100.5. Okay, so we have inserted the data. Let's select the data. So customer table, and we have only one row right now. Okay, so that's our record, and we are all good here. Let's go to the actually cloud GCP interface, and we are going to create the data stream. So this is our source, and we will like to go to the BigQuery. So I'm going to call cloudgoogles.com again, and here let me go to the console. Let's open a new tab here, console.cloud.google.com, and then now we are going to look for a data stream. So you can go in the drop down and look for there, and right there, data stream, and if you click right there, you're gonna end up in this place. Okay, so first of all, you will be enabling the API, and here I'm gonna go ahead and enable the API. Okay, our API is enabled, and let's go for the data stream again, and now you can go from here and go to the data stream right there, and it's gonna open a complete different page for us now. And here you have streams, you have a connection profile, and private connectivity. So let's go and configure it. Now create a stream, that's what we are gonna do, and then follow all the steps. And here I'm gonna give the name of a stream. Let's say I will call it PG to BQ stream, and then this is stream ID, and the region is fine, and it is asking me source type. Now you have two source types, actually three source types here. You have Oracle, you have MySQL, and Postgres. I'm going to go ahead and select PostgreSQL. And now in the destination you have cloud storage, or you have a BigQuery. I'm going to go ahead and select the BigQuery. I'm going to leave everything as is, and now I'm going to check these few things because these are kind of important for me. Maybe there are some permission needed and everything. So here, if you're using Postgres as your source database, then you must select the chain data capture for this. Okay, to replicate Postgres tables, there's need a row-based replication and retention to be set to the able to read your Postgres events. DataStream currently works with several type of Postgres databases. Select one of the below. So we are going to go ahead and select. Here I'm going for Cloud SQL for Postgres. That's what I'm. Okay, but if you have on the AWS, you will be selecting this one. So there are multiple options available. I'm going to go for our current one, what we have here. Okay, so these are all the steps we have to do. Enable logical decoding on your Cloud SQL for Postgres, okay, including the console. So you go right there and search for this flag and set to the on and save. It's going to ask you restarting. That's fine. I'm going to copy this one, go to my window here, and I'm going to go to the edit in this button on our instance, and then look for the flags. So look for the flags here and add a flag, and click right there, just type or paste, and you have right here logical decoding, and the value is on. So okay, hit save. Now once you do that and hit save here, it's going to ask you, hey, I need to save and restart. That's fine. I don't have a whole lot of data. So in case you are doing for production servers, you might be planning this one for maybe over the weekend, or if you do not have a logical decoding enabled. So that's fine. That will be done. Now we will go continue. I'm going to continue and perform all the steps. So what we have to do here, we have to create the publication and then other information right here. So the first step, continue to connect to the database. So once it's started, let's let it start, and then we are gonna connect. So let's go ahead and connect to our Postgres database, and then we'll perform these steps here. So first of all, I'm going to copy this code right there. So we are connected here, and this is our Postgres, and now what we will do, we'll go ahead and perform this. Let me see if I can. So create publication and publication name. In my case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give the name. So let me say aamirpublication. Okay, so not a good name, but I'm going to go ahead and create this one. So our publication is created, and now what we are going to do, we are going to go for the next one. And if you want to do for all tables, or you want to do only for maybe few tables, in my case I'm doing for all the tables. And if you just want to do for a couple of tables or few of them, you can always use this part and create it. Now we will alter user with the replication, so we can go ahead and set this let's go actually create, let me copy this, and we'll do a few things here. I'm going to paste this code here, and then this one as well. Okay, so here go to the next, continue, and here it is asking you create the DataStream user. So I'm going to create a user, then I will be creating other information. So I'm going to just copy paste this one as well. So here we will create the user, and then we'll give permission to the user. So these steps are very important, otherwise you will struggle for a long time. So here, see right there, create user, and I'm going to call this one replication user, REPL. Okay, with the replication in role, and this is the password. So I'm going to call this one test123 $. That's it. So I created this user. Okay, and then we alter this user with replication, and we already have this with the replication. If you want to rerun it, that's fine. Logical replication slot, so you can actually run these queries too. That's fine. REPL. Okay, so that's our user, alter with replication, done. And now if you have a replication slot, you need to give a replication slot name. Okay, so we are gonna say aamirreplicationslot. Okay, so just select. So that's done. Username, replication role must be super user or replication role. Okay, so we created this user. Now I'm going to my user here, and then we'll do it again. PL. So I'm giving the permissions to the user. So here I have my schema is public. So that's what I'm gonna, my tables is in public as well. Grant select on all tables. REPL. Okay, so I'm gonna run all these statements. Oh, here, sorry, that has to be public. Okay, done. I'm gonna make sure every statement is done to schema here to public. If you have different schemas, you can use different schemas and give them permission to the user we have created. Okay. Let me see if I made a mistake here. Okay, this is gonna go together, so that's fine. Honestly, I'm not really expert on Postgres, so that's one of the things. I mean, it's good to be expert. But anyways, let's create the slot, and I'm gonna just remove these. Must be super user or replication role to use. I am connected with the Postgres. That's the Postgres user, so that's fine. Let me open a new query, and here what I'm going to do, I'm going to use copy this. This is my Postgres select, and I'm going to run it. I can do one thing. As I'm connected with the Postgres, what I can do, I can give the permission replication to it first and then run it. So, or I can connect. Let me know one thing. Let me go to the connection here. I can disconnect and then connect with the replication user, and we do the same thing. So we will have edit connection, and here I'm going to use replication user pl test 123 $, and I'm going to hit connect. Then we should be able to run this statement because that user has the role we have given. So if we are here, I'm going to copy. So we go right here, right click, new query, and then run this statement now. Okay, so that's done. So if you want to create the replication slot, you have to have a permission on that user. So that permission, if you see right there, we provided those permissions by running this statement I'm trying to show right here. So we have provided this permission right here. Okay, so that's why if you wanted to, just could have done it like user Postgres here and just provide it and then create the slot, but anyways I created by using the replication user. Okay, that's all good. Now we have created all the permissions, and you can always copy and run it. Now we close it and we are going to hit the continue, and here you're going to define the connection and the data locator represented by the connection, and let's provide some connection, pg connection. Okay, and that's fine. And here we are gonna provide the host name of our source. I'm gonna go right here and I'm gonna use the IP of this and then add this, and here we'll use the user replication that we just created and provide the password. So we have all the permissions, and here we will select the database. In my case the database name is test, and now we are all good here. You can hit continue, and we can test our connection here. So run test. This is very important actually, and I will actually recommend to do that. And here actually we could have we are gonna fail probably on this one because we didn't select the allow IP. That's what I'm gonna do, allow IP listing. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Once this is given to me, I have to add these IPs in the my Postgres. So I'm gonna go to the Postgres here, and then I'm gonna go to edit here, and now let's go to the connection, and here we will add those IPs. So I'm gonna call this one BQ1, and I'm gonna add all those IPs. Okay, so done. And now we are gonna go with the second IP, and I'm gonna call this one BQ2 and provide that IP. Done. And then I'm gonna provide the next IP, and I'm gonna call this BQ3 and add to it. And then I'm gonna go for this IP and call BQ4, and then finally I will add this IP. Okay, we are all done here. Let's save the changes to our instance, and now it's going to take a minute while the changes will be saved. Okay, our changes are saved, and let's go ahead and take a look here. We are all good here. Let's continue, and now we are going to test one more time, and this time it should just be successful because we have provided all the permission to the replication user. Also we have added the IPs that they should be able to connect to our Postgres. Now let's go create and continue, and next part is it's going to ask us some information on our destination. So here is actually source and selecting the list of tables. Now if you see right there, there are different schemas available. In my case, I just gonna go with the public schema. So if you have different schemas, you can also go ahead and select other tables, and see right there future tables as well. So I can create new tables and they will be added to the my data stream. Here is customer, all columns. You can select some columns if you want, so you have all the options to maybe some of the column if you don't want to select, maybe social security number or something that you don't want in BigQuery, or other some information, credit cards, you don't want to save it there. So you can select that, and we are all good here. And now we have an option to select object or exclude. So if you want to exclude some of them, you can always exclude few of the objects by using different criteria here. And choose backfill mode for historical data. So automatic is fine, or manual. DataStream will pull existing data in addition to the newly changes data from the including objects when the stream is started. Yeah, that's what I want to do. And if you don't want to do it right away, you can always have a manual and then go for it. To exclude the objects from the auto backfill, you can also define those objects here, but in my case I'm all good here, so we don't have to do anything here. And the replication slot, remember that we have created, so I'm gonna go and find the replication slot here. And if you guys see right there, aamirpublication was the slot name we have given, so I'm gonna go back here and paste it there. Now it's a replication slot. This is publication, so this is publication will go here, and then slot will go another one. So this is our slot, so slot name is right there, copy, and then we are gonna go back here and paste it there. Okay, so we are all good, and I'm gonna go continue. And here you can give connection name for your BigQuery, and I'm gonna say DataStream BigQuery connection. Okay, and that's fine. And now you will if you want to add some label or something else, you can do it, create and continue. And here it is going to ask you data set prefix. So you can choose one. I'm going to call it DStream. Okay, so that's what I'll call it. And then single data set for all schemas, or you can further, if you want to have more options there, you can go ahead and do it, or data set for each schema as well. So in my case, single data set for all schema is fine, and I can give a name also, or I can create a data. Actually, if you have already, you can use it, or if you don't, then we are going to create it. So I'm going to call it DS Postgres. Okay, so multi-region, single region, and all that you can define. And the region here, you have North America and everything, so you can select whatever you want. In here you can also select US or Europe, and enable table expiration if you want. If you want to expire the data after some days, you can always go for it. But we are good for here. And now we are going to go ahead and create our data set. So here you can select the stallness limit, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 0, or 1 day. I'm going to go with the probably maybe 5 minutes. That's fine with me. And I'm going to hit continue. And now we are all good. Run validation, and it's going to go ahead and this is our stream details. You can see that stream name, region, source, destination. And then we have our source connection. So it's that's a name, that's our IP. So we have only selected one schema, and we are doing backfill automatic. And here is our destination. And then we are all good here. It validated all those permissions, and publication and slots and everything. So we are all good here. Now we can create and start. So let's go ahead and create and start. And here is going to go ahead and create and start. So might take like a couple of minutes. Okay, our data stream is running, and you can pause it if you want, or you can delete, or you can do all those different, you can add tags and edit it if you want. Now what you can see right here is event process 1, and we don't have a whole lot of information here. So let's go ahead and take a look on our BigQuery and see if the records are there. So we go to the main menu here, go to the BigQuery, and now we should be able to navigate to our dataset, go to the TechbrothersIT, and we are looking for the data called the DS Postgres. Remember that we created the, and we told there is a customer table, and here is we can go and open, and now we can do in query, and I'm gonna go for it and say select asterisk from this table, and we run this query, and you can see right there we have record, and it's ID 1 Amir, and the salary is this DataStream metadata .uuid, and this is source timestamp, and is the delete is false. Now that's great. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and insert a couple more records here, and then we will be good to go here. Test few more things. Maybe we wanna delete. So I'm gonna go copy this, and here. Okay. So here we are gonna go ahead and insert another record, and we will insert maybe a couple more records here, and now we are going to go ahead and insert number 3, name Lisa, and we are going to save some values here. After inserting the record, let's go to the BigQuery and take a look, and here we are going to go ahead and run the query, and now it should have 3 records. So you see right there, number 2 and number 3, we just inserted that. If you want to delete some records in the source, you can delete, and this is going to set this to the true. So that's what you will do. So this is how you will set up a DataStream, and from the Postgres to the BigQuery. Again, these things are important. You're gonna follow. You're gonna create the publication. You're gonna create the user, and then with the role replication, and then you're gonna create the slot. And then after creating the slot, you're gonna give some permissions to that user, and to different schemas or whatever the tables you want to select. So you're gonna give the permissions. These steps are important. Now, this one I was talking about, like alter user replication. So this one you have to create the user first, and then give him, or create with this role itself. So that should do it before you create the slot, and then you have to log in by the user replication before you create the slot. Otherwise, it's not gonna let you create the slot without having this permission. Okay, so I will go ahead and put this script in the description as well, and that will help. I thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.